Hey guys, here with Danielle Campbell, star of the new CW26 show, Tell Me a Story. How you doing, Danielle?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Doing great. You're from Hinsdale, right?
I am, yeah, LaGrange and Hinsdale.
Hey, so you know Chicago well, right?
I do. My parents still live there. I miss it so much right now.
What is one thing you really miss about the city? Is it the food, any sights, any sounds? What's something you really miss?
Tough question. One thing. I miss my parents. I miss my friends. I have a bunch of friends who live in the city, and the food, definitely the food. And the weather right now, I mean, you guys are getting some amazing weather in this summer right now.
Summertime Chicago. There is nothing like it.
No.
All right. Well, hey, congratulations on returning to the CW family with this new show. Tell me a little bit about Tell Me a Story.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm so excited. We shot with CBS All Access, and I had such a blast. They were fantastic, and I'm excited that more people get to watch it now with CW. It follows three storylines. It's the Three Little Pigs, Little Red Riding Hood, and Hansel and Gretel, and it takes place in a modern day setting of New York City. So what's really cool and different than the fairy tales that we have all grown up with is that it kind of takes us on some different twists and turns than what is originally in the stories that we know. So I'm looking forward to seeing what everyone thinks.
And your character is kind of a remixed fairy tale take as well, right? Kind of inspired by Red Riding Hood, correct?
Yeah, I play Kayla Powell, and instead of the sweet girl that we know from the story, she is angry and looking for trouble in every scenario that she can find. She just lost her mom, and her dad uproots them from California to move to New York City to live with her grandmother, who she doesn't really know. So she's angry at the world. She's mad at her dad. She's heartbroken over her missing her mom, and she kind of is looking for anything that can kind of stir up trouble, and she definitely finds it.
How scary is it? Can you rate it for me?
Absolutely. So Kevin, our creator and writer, he did such an amazing job of bringing this story to life, and it's super dark and twisted. I would say it's definitely it's probably like a 7 or an 8, because it's not just scary, it's a thriller. So there's also all these components that make you jump. It's sexy, and it's dramatic, and it's heartwarming and heartbreaking. So I think it's everything you could want in a show and then some.
I'm curious, when you were growing up, were there ever any stories that scared you?
You know, this is such a fun question for me, because I'm normally asked just like what my favorite fairy tale is, but the one that scared me the most when I was a kid is definitely like Hansel and Gretel, because the thought of being a kid getting lost in the woods, and then on top of that, a witch is trying to eat you. I mean, that's just, what's worse, right?
It's twisted. It's really twisted, especially when you dig into like the original Grimm's fairy tales. And it gives me.
I don't think when I was a kid, I don't think I realized how dark these stories really were until I was an adult, but before this project, because I got to read and look into what the original stories were. They're so dark.
Yeah. But that lends itself to a show like this, right? And being able to kind of flesh out these stories a little more in a contemporary setting.
Yeah, and it's cool because you get to relate to it in a setting that we all know, which is New York City. So I think it gets to be kind of the jungle, and it's a character for sure in all of the character stories.
And you can catch the series premiere of Tell Me a Story. It airs Tuesday at 8 p.m. on CW26.